Hi, sensitive soul. Welcome. This channel used to speak only in my native language, but today I'm opening the space to sensitive souls everywhere. Citlivka means sensitive soul in Slovak and Czech, and if you feel deeply and move through the world with care, this space is for you. Today I want to briefly touch on something we often confuse: the difference between an opinion and a judgment. Psychology tells us that an opinion is a person's inner belief. It's something that grows out of our values and experiences. For example, someone may believe that voting is important. Someone else may feel that voting doesn't make sense for them if no party represents their values and they don't want to choose the lesser evil. Both of these statements are opinions. The problem arises when we confuse our opinion with judging others, when we turn our personal belief into a standard everyone else should follow. For example, if you don't vote, you're an irresponsible person. Or, if you don't vote for this party, your moral compass is broken. At that point, it's no longer just an opinion. It becomes pressure, moral judgment, and a sense of superiority. While an opinion describes our inner world, a judgment intrudes into someone else's. We can say, "For me, it's important to vote and support this party," but not, "You should do the same, otherwise you're the problem." People often confuse these two and believe they're just sharing their opinion, when in reality they're judging, advising, or moralizing. In our society, these boundaries are frequently blurred and crossed. The strongest pressure often comes from beliefs rooted in upbringing and family, as well as political or religious convictions. Calling God into the argument tends to be especially effective, just like invoking parents who are no longer alive. And once boundaries shift this way, it's easy to slide from "I'm just sharing my opinion" into emotional manipulation. But when we learn to recognize these differences and pay attention to them, we help create an environment with more respect, fewer conflicts, and greater emotional safety in relationships. And maybe next time we'll notice when we're simply sharing our perspective and when we're crossing someone else's boundaries. If topics like relationships, boundaries, and sensitivity interest you, Citlivka is here exactly for you.